Good morning, everybody. This is Indy Day 18. We're going to demonstrate teaching the down with a lure, so with a piece of food. Hopefully you'll notice since the last video her desire for the treat has increased. It's a combination of managing her hunger, and I found something that she really likes, and also building in motivation to the delivery process. I was starting to add some motion, so she's starting to really kind of get invested in motivational work and using food. So hopefully you can see it's a little bit better than the last video where she was kind of just following along and not so interested in what I had. And so for luring the down, you can see I've got a bath mat there, and there's a couple of reasons for this. First of all, my floor is super slippery inside. It's very windy outside, so we can't do it outside. The other reason is because I'm going to show you shortly with Drake that there is a number of ways to teach a place exercise, and so this is one way. You can start with a flat pad, and then you can transfer this pad to wherever you want the dog to go to their bed, to go to a place bed where you direct them, which is very useful for pet dogs in particular, because, you know, for doorbells, you can tell the dog to go to their place instead of rushing to the door. If you have multiple dogs out and you want to be quiet, you can put them each on a separate bed. Anyway, so it's very useful for a lot of pet dogs. And so with Indy, what I found was that she's not super great with body awareness, and so she found going to try to do positions on a slippery floor was not as easy for her. So I pulled out the shower mat, and it's been great. So this is her third time with down, I think. I'm losing track of it, but I held off with down because I wanted to establish both her good marker and her yes marker more firmly than what we had before. And so now, because with certain dogs, you know, you start, and as soon as they achieve the position, you release them and reward them. For a pet dog, I would prefer that she have some built-in stability around the exercise. So that means when she assumes the position that I want, either a sit or a down, she's going to hold that position. She doesn't think immediately I'm going to get up to get my reward. So let's see how it goes. Indy, you ready? You ready, girl? Okay, we're on camera. Great. Yes. Oh, good girl. You ready to work? You ready to work? Indy. Good girl. So I bring her on, and then I have her driving for the food. Yes. Yes. Good girl. So the first time, just so she gets to know what I'm asking, I release her, bring her back on, take the piece of food in my hand, and just drop it. Good. And then I feed her again. Good. And this way, she's holding her position, so she's not immediately jumping up on a YES. And also, where you deliver your treat matters. So the dog will anticipate where they think the reward is going to come from. And so I keep delivering down towards the mat for her so that she thinks it's a great thing to be. Yes. Good girl. And try it again. Let's go. The shoe out of the way. Good girl, leave it. Come on. Good. 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 And see, at this early stage, she started to pop her elbows up, but again, I'm feeding down towards the mat, so I just ignored it. You know, as the dog gets more fluent in the behavior, you want to make sure that you would kind of mark that and be like, you know, or whatever. But for her, she's so early in the process. Yes. Good girl. Good job. She's so early in the process, I'm not worrying about that right now. So that's Indy, day 18.